This is the Just Because Buzz, FlossTube number 34. I'm Merritt Crawford, and today is Saturday, June 24th, 2023. Thank you for joining me. It's been about 2 months since I've given an update, and on my last FlossTube, I did say that it would probably be a while before I would make it back, and that was true. So there's been good things that have happened and exciting things, and I'll try to insert photos throughout so that you can see what's been going on. One of the things that happened right after my last FlossTube is we took a trip to New York and Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Vermont, and part of that trip involved the graduation of my daughter from Southern New Hampshire University. So all of our family met at an Airbnb in New Hampshire, and we celebrated that day with her on Sunday, April 30th. So that's been very exciting, and we had a great trip, and I'll share some things about that along the way as we talk in our video. And then back home for a day or so, and then we left again and went down to Nashville. Katie had tickets to see Taylor Swift with some friends, and so I was the chauffeur to the hotel. I did not go down into Nashville and all the chaos, but we did that and then came back, and then had a trip with my husband down to Kentucky and just various things like that. Started working again 2 days a week for a consulting dietitian job that I have. So just been busy. Things have been pretty good. I did hurt my back last week, so I'm kind of getting around slowly, and stitching has been a good deterrent to thinking about that. So hopefully that's on the mend, and that's really about it. I did want to talk to you about a few things from past video. I had some giveaways, and I want to make sure, in case they haven't watched, or since I've been away for a couple of months, maybe they'll see this video pop up. And that reminds me, if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're not, I just encourage you to subscribe and hit the bell, and then the bell lets you know when I have a new video up. And I want to be on a better schedule, so I'm going to try for the 2 weeks again. So we'll see how that goes. But back to the giveaways for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I had 4 that I did not hear from. And so I'm going to flash those again real quick and have that out of the way. So this is Festive Seasons. It's a pickle barrel design, and Daniela, you're the winner of that. If you could let me know that you see this, and then make sure I have your address. And then Kesslin's Autumn Dew, and this was Char J57. And so just let me know, Charlotte, if you still want that. If you want to send me your address, make sure I have it. This is another pickle barrel, Starfish Wishes, so this would be a good summer one. And this is Sally, and it's Dine, maybe? Is that how you say it, Sally? So if you would still like this, just let me know and send me your address. I'll have my email in the drop-down information. And then Liz Florum, the Kesslings, A Wedding Heart. So if you ladies would let me know if you're still interested in those charts, they're yours. I just need your addresses. And if not, I can put them back in the pile and we can draw for them again another time. So some news I have started a SAL with Christine over at Hollis Hands Creates, and we're doing a Paula Vaughn SAL. You can pick any Paula Vaughn that you want to stitch and join in on the SAL. The hashtag is Summer Stitching Paula Vaughn, and over on Instagram. And so we'd love to have you join us. Christine posted a progress picture and just commented about just the different stitching style that is, because you do change colors quite often, and there's lots of quarter stitches and half stitches and cross stitches. So but that's how you get the look of a Paula Vaughn. So I'd love for you to join us if you'd like to. And then I did attend the Teresa Kogut retreat down in Findlay, Ohio, and I'll insert some pictures here too, or maybe in the front of the beginning or end, however it comes out. Anyway, it was a wonderful retreat. It was back in May, Memorial Day weekend, and we just had a great time. I got to meet Kathy and Peter Firth, and they were just wonderful. I got to meet Carol. I got to meet Anne, and Anne lives close to me, and we sat at the same table, so that was really, really, really fun. Hope to get together with Anne again soon. My friend Ann Stoner didn't attend, just felt like she wanted to spend time with her family that weekend, and I totally understand that, but I did miss her. But just a great retreat. Teresa's really sweet. She has such a heart for the cross-stitch industry and just making beautiful designs. And I'll show you our retreat designs here in just a few minutes. But it was wonderful to attend a retreat again, and Paula and Carlton down at the Craft Gallery put on a fantastic retreat, and they have a hotel there that is just a wonderful venue because we can stay at the hotel, the conference is at the hotel, or the retreat is at the hotel, and then our meals are at the hotel, and our meals were included in the price of the retreat. So it was just a really, really great retreat. The lunch and supper meals were just phenomenal, and then there was like a continental breakfast, but it's a little more than continental actually. Breakfast served there too if you stayed at the hotel. So it was just really, really a nice retreat. It was fun. There was a smalls exchange, and so that is one thing I'll have to insert pictures for, is the smalls exchange piece, because I've already given it obviously, and I'll have to show you what I got. In fact, I see it up here, so I'm gonna have to reach for it real quick. Forgot about grabbing it. This was my smalls what I received for a smalls exchange. I'll get it out in a minute. This is really sweet, and it was framed by Miss Paula. So really, really, really sweet. Excited to be able to use that at Christmas time. So I'll get into my stitching now. Let's see. So I want to share a previous FFO. That's normally how I start my videos. And this is a Blackbird design. It is a reward of Merritt, and I love that. And I play on my name. It's spelled M-E-R-I-T though, talking about like a Merritt award. So it is the Bluebird, and this is one of the first things I stitched when I got back into cross stitch, and I'll show that to you now. And so I used a variegated blue of some sort. It's been a while since I've stitched this, so I don't remember which blue I wound up using. And then had some lace trim in my basket. Just a really pretty button to put there. I used some Minnick & Simpson fabric that I had in my stash. So this is a collection that's pretty old. And then these beautiful counting pins are from Jersey Girl Stitch Co. that I ordered when she had her 1-year anniversary sale last weekend. And I just received those in the mail, and I just thought they were perfect to put in my pillow. So if you like the counting pins, you can go to Jersey Girl Stitch Co. and she has all kinds, just beautiful, beautiful pins. She and Anna, Teresa and Anna, it's a mother-daughter team. So that's my previous FFO. Bluebird by Blackbird Design. It's a reward of Merritt. I'm not sure if it's still available or not though. All right, so now I'm going to talk about some FFOs. I had, like I said, completed my retreat piece that was for the smalls exchange. So I will insert pictures here, and then also I made some needle books. So I will insert those pictures, and there's just different initials. There's an A, there's a K, there's a T probably, and probably a C. So I'll insert those pictures, and you can see those here. And now I'll move on to my FOs. So I had quite a few finishes in the last 2 months. So just sit back and enjoy. I think you're gonna like it. I am so excited, but now I have lots of fully finishing to do, so that's okay. All right, so the first one I want to talk to you about is out of the book Sweet Land of Liberty by Blackbird Designs, and the piece that I stitched is this one right here. And I actually took this to the retreat to stitch on, and the first night we had just a meet and greet, and I was stitching on this, and Teresa came to our table and she's like, "What count is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the call for, it's weeks 32 count." And she goes, "Are you doing that 1/2?" And I was like, yeah, that's what it says. And so, you guys, oh my gosh. So here it is, all finished. And I love it. I think it turned out beautifully. But crazy things have happened, I guess. I guess other people have done this too. In fact, I know they have. All of this is stitched 1/2. And then I'm stitching another Blackbird design that is, I think it's the same fabric. It's Confederate gray. It's 32 count. It says stitched 2/2. So I picked this back up and I started stitching on that house, and it's 2/2. So I live in White House, Ohio, and so I have a really white house. So anyway, it's just funny. I love it. I'm not changing it. I wasn't going to rip it out. It's just turned out beautifully, and I'm really pleased. I did make some changes with this. I did not have all the called for reds. There's 2 different reds called for in this piece. And the red that I used, there's one that's kind of pinky. Let's see if I can tell you what it is. So the pinky one is Antique Rose. And maybe showing you the picture would help. So it's kind of a pinky. And then the dark one is Old Red Paint. So what I did, one of my favorite reds is Gentle Arts Pomegranate. So that's what I used. I used the pinker part of the pomegranate where pink had been kind of used. The faded part had been used in the original design. And then the darker part I used, like there was darker parts here. And again, this is probably 2/2. I don't remember. I think I did do 2/2 so that my bunting does look really dark. So anyway, otherwise I did the call for colors. But I'm super pleased. I'm excited to have it finished. It was one of my most favorite things I was stitching on at the time. So it's okay. Now I've got to figure out where I'm going to put all these because I'm in such a tight little spot here. All right. So next on the FFOs came from the Summer Memories book. So I have really enjoyed this book. And after I get finished with all the smalls that I want to stitch, I do want to make one of the quilts. My favorite quilt is probably the Summer Picnic quilt. Let's see if I can find a good picture of it. There's only like multiple pages of it. So there's, and if you have the book, it's on page 30, but just a beautiful basket. Love that floral fabric. Wish I could find it. I'm struggling a little bit to find that fabric. But anyway, love this book. I've stitched quite a few of the cross stitch smalls out of it, so I will show you those now. So one of the first ones I've stitched, again, I'll use my book, is this one. And I think this is called Free and Brave, I believe is what that one's called. And then Cherry Season. And this is on a piece of fabric that I purchased at Hobby House when we went on our trip for Katie's graduation. We stopped at Hobby House and I got to meet Lisa from Crimson Greenway, and we'll talk about her in just a little bit. I go through some haul with you. But this is a piece of Chai Seraphim. It is a 32 count. It has just a little bit of a pink tone. It's not really showing up here, but it does have just a bit of a little kind of a mauve pink. Kind of like what's in the book, what it looks like in the book. And then this is piece. I think I need that book. And then this is more of the, no, I can use my pen. That's more of the Seraphim Chai. And I am using the Call For Colors, which is the little set of Aurifil floss that Susan curated. Proud and True. And then I did change on this one. It called for the lighter red in the kit, or the little floss pack, and I decided to use the darker red. So I think I have about 4 more to go. I'll show you another one in my whips that I'm already working on. All right, some more finished objects. The next one came out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and this is Chocolate Bunny by Teresa Kogut. Mark my page. And I used the Call For threads, except the white thread is an Old Tattered Flag white that I got from Julie. And then the fabric is Espresso 32 count linen from Craft Gallery. So that's that one. Chocolate Bunny. And this is Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine from 2020 spring. That is very, very cute. Love how that turned out. All right, the next one I have is a chart that I borrowed from Louise, and this is called Hooray for the USA by Lizzie Kate. And I changed this up quite a bit. So I had purchased some Sulky. Actually, this is Aurifil, not Sulky. This is Aurifil. I've been wanting to try to use this red, white, and blue variegation. And I don't have a number. Yeah, I do. It's 38.52. It'll focus. 38.52. And my finish is this. So what I did, hold this up again, so you can see I did quite a big change. This is a piece of 32 count fabric from Colorado Cross Stitcher. It's a blue modeling. I can't remember the name of it though. If you want to know, I can look it up for you. And so the gold that I used for the stars is 834 DMC. And of course you can see the Hooray and the USA. I used this Aurifil variegation. And again, that number is 38.52. This dark blue For the border and for the words for the, I use DMC 797. And then for the little specks here, I just use that gold again. And then it has a little charm that goes on it. So this will be like a little bowl filler eventually. So thank you, Louise, for letting me borrow the pattern. All right. And then this is another pattern that Louise let me borrow. It is a JBW and it is Alphabet Pumpkin. And I was able to use the call for colors, which is for the pumpkin part. And those are Week Style Works Pumpkin and Terracotta. And I stitched it 1/1 on a 28 count piece of Lugana, just a cream Lugana. And then the stem I used an old, it's a Crescent Colors, which is now Classic Colorworks, and I used Almost Auburn. So great for fall. Thank you, Louise, for letting me borrow. Okay, next I have from the 2023 Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, I stitched Hello Spring, and this is the Cherry Hill Stitchery. And I saw someone post on Instagram this morning, there's another Cherry Hill Stitchery in the summer edition, and I'm so excited because it has a bee skep on it. Oh, I'm so excited. So there it is. And she calls for a 32 count antique white linen, and that's what I stitched mine on. And I also used the call for colors. So here's my Hello Spring. And Louise stitched this with me. So that turned out really pretty. We enjoy picking a project out of there because we both get the magazine. And since she's in Alabama and I'm here, we like to stitch on something that we're both working on together. It's kind of fun. All right, so the next thing is my project for the Colorado cross stitch summer camp piece. And for June, you were supposed to pick something that had a bird on it. And I wanted to finish something that was in a book that I've already made one thing for. So I wanted to make the companion, and that is Sweet Summer Come Again. So I've already made the drum, and I have that right here in case you haven't seen it before. So there's my drum. And so I want to make the little needle roll, and it happened to have a bird on it. So here it is. And I stitched it on 28 count, 1/1. So it's going to be tiny. Okay, funny story here. I was like, man, this looks familiar. Where have I seen this? And my sweet friend Terry stitched this and made this for me. Isn't that the neatest thing? I know I've shown this before on my FlossTube, but I just thought I would show you again since I was showing you the piece that I stitched. And this is a taste fin. So like when you're tasting wine, that's how she finished it. And then she finished it so it would just sit on this. Isn't that the sweetest? I just love it. It's such a treasure. Thank you, Terry. And Terry is Chocolates for Breakfast on Instagram. She's one of my Michigan buddies. Okay, so there's mine. And so I'm going to make mine into a needle roll so that I can put it with my drum. Blackbird design. This is still readily available. Yeah. All right. So next I have Calico Confectionery. So I had one Sunday, I was like, I'm going to make some progress on this. And I had made an arrow in it and kind of put it in timeout. And I thought, you know what, just move on. So I did. And this is my last FO that I want to share with you. And I'm going to hold this up for you. And I have my fabric folded, so I have plenty of room to get it framed or frame it. But I'm very excited to have this done. This is a fun piece to stitch. It really is. It's got a little bit of confetti there. You see all those little one stitchers here. But it's definitely fun to stitch. I love the lettering. That font is really fun and just, it's really pretty. I like it a lot. I noticed she, meaning Calico Confectionery, is having a sale right now. So if you're inclined, you could go and get this pattern or get one of our other Patriotic patterns. All right. So those are my FOs. I do have some new starts that I want to share with you. So we'll do that now. Let's see. What's the best way to do this? So when I got to see Lisa, got to meet up with her at Hobby House. I've never been to Hobby House. It is a just adorable shop. Cute little, you probably seen pictures, but just cute little green log cabin in this little shopping village. And next door is their Hobby House, Woolworks and Quiltworks, and just super fun to visit both places. So my daughter and I got there and walked around and met the dogs and met the owners, and I had a gift for Lisa, and one of the ladies that worked there said, do you want me to just put that back behind the counter? I was like, yeah, sure. So I could walk around and look. And so then Lisa got there, we got to visit, and she had a gift for me. So sweet. I want to show that to you. Let me find that real quick. I just felt so privileged that she gave me something. It was just so sweet. She did a journal for me. Isn't that the sweetest? I just love it. And so then it has an elastic band, and then I can write in it. Oh my gosh, Lisa. I'm just so over the moon for this. It's so neat. She weathered the pages. Just beautiful. I just love it. So fun. I love these birds. This fabric is just so neat. I just love it. So sweet. Just a pleasure meeting her and spending time with her. And I just have to say that there wasn't enough time. I wish I could have spent more time with her. But while we were there, I said, hey, can we do a project together? Can we stitch something together, plan something? She's like, yeah. And I said, well, I have chosen to purchase this. Do you have this already? And she goes, I do. I have it in my stash. I was like, do you want to stitch this? And she's like, yeah. So she goes, when do you want to start? I said, how about Memorial Day? And she's like, okay. So it was so fun. And so we chose Lady Liberty by Blackbird Design. We both are huge Blackbird Design fans. And so this is what we chose. And we started on Memorial Day, and we've had some other friends join us. April Heirlooms joined us. And so this is my start. And I just think it's so pretty. I started on the top. So there's the top. And then there's a pretty, this is the only picture, yeah, this is the only picture I have of the drum part, but it obviously, it wraps all the way around. That bunting goes all the way around. There's not bunting on the bottom, but there's an extensive border on the bottom. I don't know if you can see down here. Pretty extensive. And there's an alphabet. with the flag. Yeah, it's pretty big. So, but I'm filling in right now. I'm working on her dress, filling this in right here. I've been watching the College World Series, and so I've been able to fill in her dress and watch that. And I have to say my LSU Tigers are in the finals, so go Tigers. So I was excited to start this with Lisa. This has been fun. And so we bought, in fact, we both bought the same fabric. The fabric that I'm using is from Hobby House. I'll show you the threads. The threads are gorgeous. They're all weeks, and they're just a beautiful Blackbird design palette, but just so pretty. And then the fabric we chose is a 36 count R&R, and it's called Vintage Homespun. And he was able to cut it for us and serge it for us, and it was just super, super nice service. So Lady Liberty, still working on that one. Okay, so my next one, Louise really wanted to start this, and let's see where my book is. So this is With Thy Needle and Thread, When Flowers Blossom, and this is not a new pattern. And so we started this, and I'm not even sure of the date we started. It might have been early June, but I have just a small start, just the little lady in the middle. And this fabric that I'm using is 40 count Mystic Fabrics Neutrality. So this is another piece of it, but that's the piece of linen I'm using for this project. So I thought I would show that to you. Mystic Fabrics is the one that dyes everything else. That's the name of the color of the linen, and that's one of my favorite linens. And then this was one I wanted to try, and it's called Neutrality. So thought I would share that with you so you would know. Okay, now I'm going to get to another new start, and this is the Teresa Kogut and Retreat. And so this was our box that we received, and it is just a girl with a needle and thread, and then her cousin, and her cousin is making beautiful things. So, show this to you real quick. She has a little story about this, but it's, I believe her name is Polly, and her cousin Molly. And so I started with Molly, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But she fully kitted it. She gave us the linen for both of them. The linen is Fox and Rabbit. Let me tell you what that is. Paper bark. It's a 36 count, and we're doing 1/2. And it is a combination of Classic Colorworks and DMC and 1 Week's Dye Works for both of them. They use the same colors for both, even though, you know, one of them is more blue and one of them is more of the kind of the pinky red. So both of those were in the box that we received. And then she gave us this cute little pen, has a little light on it. Handy. And then she gave us some stork scissors. Oh, it's very sweet. Let's see what else. Some of her little stickers with her logo on it and her business card. And then the other thing that she gave us, showing you the pattern. A little needle minder. Okay. And so these are all the threads. And I love that both patterns use a similar color palette, which is a little bit of a change. Okay, so let me show you how far I've gotten. And the reason why I chose to do Molly first is because the Morning Glories in this one reminded me of my grandmother. And so I started in that corner, and I've started on the girl. I have the little bird on her hat. And did a little bit down at the bottom there with the tomato. But just, I'm loving it. And like I said, we had a really good time at the retreat. It was really fun, and just such a sweet time with so many wonderful ladies. All right, so my next, let's see, where are we? My next thing that I had started recently is called Float. And this is a collaboration with Plum Street and Heartstring Samplery with Float Like a Butterfly, Sting Like a Bee. So I started this. I kind of had startitis in June, early June. So there's the two of them together. And so this is the thread keep that Beth's husband made. I thought it was really pretty. And this is the color palette for both patterns. And I am using 40 count natural brown linen from Craft Gallery. And this is where I am. I put both my boards up. I don't know if it would be better to show you this way. Maybe so. There you go. It's very pretty, and I have enjoyed it. Okay. And then I told you about the Paula Vaughn sal that I'm doing with Christine. And so I just have to laugh because if you haven't stitched a Paula Vaughn before, or if it's been a while, I kind of had amnesia about it, because I'm working on this the other night, and I don't know, within about, 30 minutes into it, I had already used like 5 or 6 colors. And that's how you get such a pretty design, is how she does the different colors of DMC. And I was talking to a friend, and it was like, yeah, I wonder what it would be like if it was in variegated, if we had the variegated floss now, using that in the Paula Vaughn, how that would look. So anyway, I'm using Home with Paula Vaughn. This is book 68, if you happen to have that book. And the project that I'm doing is called Enchanting Moments. It's this one. I posted it on my Instagram. And I think it's interesting that I've only done one other Paula Vaughn as far as a big piece. I've done some little pieces. But the other one that I did was the one that's the fence post with the quilt and the pretty straw hat on the chair. And I'm drawn to her designs that have the straw hat in them, and she's got quite a few. And this is no different. This is a big straw hat with flowers and a big ribbon, and I just love it. And so anyway, I did a middle start on this, and I've got a combination of just using threads that are already bombinated, put them in this little case, And then I had some that I had to go purchase, so I just put them on the thread drops and a lot of the browns, and then I had a few of the other colors. So that's the thread palette. And I figured if, you know, some of my DMC, there's quite a few in there that are just, there's not much thread left on them, and I thought, oh, it'd be great to just use them up. And with a piece that's so big, if I went to had to get a different skein of the floss, I don't think, and the color and the dialite was a little bit different, I don't think it would hurt, because it's it's a floral piece, and I think it would still work. So my progress is about the size of a quarter. I've used probably, I don't know, 10 threads already, but I started in the middle, and that's part of her rose, and I started a little bit on her hat, on the hat. You know, in Paula Vaughn, the back stitching is everything. That's what really helps with the detail and makes it just come to life. So as I get further along, I probably will try to do back stitching as I go, just because otherwise there's a ton of back stitching to be done. But that's a rose and some flowers there, right at the band of her hat. So down the rabbit hole of Paula Vaughn we went, and I think Christine and I have taken a couple of people down that rabbit hole, but it's going to be fun, and we're just taking our time. There's no deadline. It's just as you get some good progress, you can post it on Instagram, let us see how you're doing, and we can all enjoy seeing how many colors you're using, because you can definitely see there's quite a few colors in my choice that I decided to do. Okay, I'm going to move on to whips. So the first thing I have is Strawberry Fields Forever. And I made a discovery with this one last night. I don't know if I was just not paying attention or just what, but here we are again. This is Blackbird Design, Strawberry Fields Forever. And this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color palette. Oh my goodness, I just love it. But there's just this one color here. It's called Old Hickory. And Old Hickory is super gold. It's really kind of a goldy color. And yeah, when I noticed this last night, I thought, oh no, I'm not sure I like this. So let me show it to you. Alright, so the vine, I've got the top, this is as far as the top border goes, and then it comes down. And so here is this Old Hickory, this color right here. And it is dramatically different than the other greens that are called for in the border. And it looks really gold. It's also used over here in this vine, which I don't mind that as much. I think I can leave that, but I don't think I'm gonna leave this. I'm making this for Katie. She had requested this one, but I just don't know if I want to continue. I don't know if I want to keep that. And I really don't want to ask her, because I really wanted to. She knows I'm stitching it for her because she requested it, but I wanted it to be a surprise when I got it finished, and I just don't know if I want to keep that. I think I'm going to rip that out and either use a green that's already called for, and the other greens are Grasshopper, and it calls for moss, and my moss is heavily variegated. There's some really dark variegation in there and light. There's Lexington green, but it's not, I don't think it's in the border. Let's see. Lexington green is not in the border. It's down in the Lexington green is down in the gray stone wall and the pot. So I have some decisions to make before I go any further, because I'm just not sure I'm happy with that section of the border. Strawberry Fields Forever. I love it. It's been a wonderful piece to stitch. I love the color palette. I just did not realize that that gold was standing out like that till I really started filling in the center and getting the piece close to a finish. I'm really close, but I don't know. It's not egregious. It's not like it's just terrible, but I'm just not real happy with it. And then my final, I believe, I have 2 more works in progress. This is from Souvenirs of Summer, and I started this 2 years ago, and it's time to get it finished. And it's America. And so this is on 46 count. This is a piece of the, I think it's Arista from Hobby Lobby, and I'm using DMC 304, I believe, is thread. And so really all I have to do is finish this. This is like, it's not fully or full coverage in this little square. It makes a little flower when you get it done. The date goes here, I believe, and then I have the 3, this repeats on this side, the 3 stripes, and then that square box again. So I'm really, really close. Like I said, this is 46 count, 1 strand. I really do like it. I need to get her done. I have enjoyed some Patriotic stitching, that's for sure. And then I did start another one in this book. And I started the Freedom Flowers. And I just have a small start on it. Just barely got it started. So I will get back to that as well. There's a couple more that I want to stitch in here. They're the 2 here in the front, the little boat and then the little whales, and then I'm stitching this one. So then I will have done all of them, except I didn't do this big framed piece. I did the smaller version, which is right here. So I'll get back to that. And then Consider the Lilies. I've worked on it a little bit. I put it on this big board just because it's so big and I can pull this edge out. So I worked mainly down here. I started coming across with the words. So that's mainly where I've been working. Put a few stitches in it last Sunday. So it's a big girl, as you know. So I still have lots of work to do on this. But I haven't shown that in a while, so I thought I would show it to you. Okay, so I'm going to share some haul with you, just a little bit, since I have been on a trip. Let's see what we can talk about. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. I want to show you what I think I'm going to finish Eliza's French birds in. So this is Eliza's French birds, and I think I showed that to you last time. And I found this frame at TJ Maxx, and I think it's going to be perfect for it. I don't know if I can. can get some kind of idea. I think it's going to work. I think it'll be pretty. And then I set aside this linen. I used Lily from Tropical Stitches, and I had a piece left over, and I'm hoping I have enough to complete the pieces that go with Eliza's French bird. So there's actually 3, if I can show you, I can't show them to you without showing you the so there's like a little scissor fob, if I can show it to you without. So there's a little scissor fob, and then this piece, the cover piece, and then the other piece is this piece. So I'm hoping I have enough of the same linen to finish those 3, and I think that would be really, really fun. And then have it as like a little display together. I think would be really, really pretty. So that's my plan with Eliza's French bird. So I wanted to share that with you. And I've kept all my threads together because I use the same threads. So it's basically kitted and ready to go. I just need to start that. And then let's see what I wanted to share with you. This was our little swag bag from Craft Gallery when we went to our retreat. And so she had a really nice set of the ceramic nail files. Wonderful set of those. A cute little kit. This is a kit from Sullivan's, and it's a little humbug. So that's fun. It already has the thread. Paula and Carlton at Craft Gallery carry a full line of Sullivan's thread. So if you're ever looking for Sullivan's, she carries the full line and really, really likes it. She recommends it. Cute little, another little pen. This was given to us by one of the ladies at the retreat. Just a cute little tag. Let's see what else I have in here. Another retreat gift. And you could pick what you wanted. This is like a little bag tag, and I'm excited because it says, like I said, you could pick which one you wanted. She had all kinds in the box, and I picked USA, and I'll put it on a bag that I want to make for Patriotic stitching. But her name was Pam, and she was from South Carolina. So I put that on the back. I put that on the back. And then I got like a little flashlight. Boy, that has a good light. So that was fun. Here's a little swag bag. This is a Pete's Biscuit. Thank you, Kathy and Pete. So you put your little scissors in there. So cute, huh? All right. Kathy also made a bag that I have put my Teresa Kogut things in. Let's see. So my new stitch from Teresa Kogut. Kathy had made this bag and brought it. Isn't it pretty? Cute little zipper pull with the B-scap. It's like a vintage or antique fabric, antique crossword. What am I trying to say? Samplers on this fabric. Yeah. Gosh. Words are hard. Okay, what else? At Hobby House, got this, and this is Samplers Not Forgotten Floral Heart, and it's a full kit. So I'm excited about that. when I was at Craft Gallery for Teresa Kogut, I purchased, this is one other pattern of hers that I purchased that I really, really liked. And I think what I'm going to do is venture from the norm. And I think I'm going to put it on this really pretty blue. So we'll see. Stay tuned. This is a 36 count weeks blue jeans. So really, really pretty blue linen. Miss Paula was also having a sale, so I picked up a couple of kits. This is a Lizzie Kate, Sweet Summer, Heart and Hand, Gratitude, full kit. Oh, well, I say full kit. I have to provide those both. And then 2022 Collector's Heart. And it has the linen and the little beads. This was from Hobby House over at the Quilt Works. And so this is a piece of French General. Beautiful blue birds for some finishing. This was on our trip to, we were over in New Hampshire, in Portsmouth, I believe. And there was a really nice fabric store. And I found some cute little stamp fabric. This gorgeous floral. Look at this. How cute is that bee fabric? Oh, another thing I got to do on that trip. We were, instead of going back through New York, we kind of made a loop. So when we left New Hampshire, we went through Vermont, and then we dropped down and went through the very eastern part of New York that butts up against Massachusetts. And then we cut over into Pennsylvania and drove west through Pennsylvania. And we spent the night in College Station. And I reached out to Misty of Luminous Fiber Arts, and I said, hey, any chance you could have breakfast with us in the morning? And she's like, yeah. So we got to meet at a really fun breakfast place in Pennsylvania. I got to meet Misty, and it was so much fun. I got to visit with her and just talk stitching and have some breakfast. And oh, I thoroughly enjoyed that. And so that was fun. So quilt fabric from Portsmouth. We went to a bookstore. Katie really likes bookstores. And so in Vermont, we found a really fun bookstore, and I found this book. And I just thought it was fun. You know how I like bees. And it has a cutout. This is a hexagon cutout. And it's throughout the book. You find different, look, the hexagon cutout. So I just thought that was neat. Fun little book. When Katie was going to Taylor Swift, when they left, there were a couple of thrift places I wanted to go to, and I went to one, and they were actually going out of business, and I didn't know that they were going out of business. And it was a quilt shop and like a thrift store. And I went in there, and there were some patterns, and there were some buttermilk basin patterns, and I was like, so how much for the patterns? She's like, oh, the patterns are free. And I was like, oh, okay. So this buttermilk basin, very cute. And then Old Fashioned Sleigh Rides, very cute. I just thought, gosh, for nothing else, I could use motifs or do the whole thing. Free. That was fun. Also bought this at the Portsmouth quilt shop. I thought these were so cute. They are sewing kits. So one's an apple, one's orange. I thought that was really, really cute. Jersey Girl Stitch Co. when I ordered from them for my Patriotic stitching. They were so kind, and they sent me this gorgeous butterfly scissor fob. Isn't that pretty? Just love it. And then recently I went to Keepsakes. I had never been before, and I really wanted to go. And I was coming back through there on a day that they were going to be open. So I found a couple treasures. I found a Prairie Schooler, and this is the little bee. And then I'm trying to collect the statehood splendor of the states that we have lived in. And so I picked up Ohio, Pennsylvania. My husband was born in Pennsylvania. And then Kentucky. And I've already stitched the Louisiana one, and I need to get 2 more, Alabama and Florida. So I'll eventually add those to my collection. And then also at Keepsakes, they had the April Blackbird Design stockings. And so these are so pretty. Oh my goodness. I've always loved this one with the umbrella and the flowers. And then this one and this one with the sweet pea. So I was excited to find this. A little booklet. I don't know if they're easy. No, there's nothing color inside. But I just think those are so sweet. Stockings. And I think that's all that's in my little bucket here. Oh no, take this back. This came from a viewer, and this is so sweet. She won one of my patterns, and this is from Sue. And she's a fellow Louisianan. And she sent me this JBW French country bunny. And that is so sweet. Thank you so much, Sue. I really appreciate that. That's one I didn't have, and I'll look forward to stitching it. So that's about where I've caught up. I've got you about caught up. It's been a great 2 months, and I've enjoyed my family. I've enjoyed getting to do some things, getting to travel a little bit. And I do want to share a Bible verse with you. And this is the Bible verse that I'm trying to memorize, and I'm still working on it. So I'm going to read it to you again, and then I have another one to share with you. And it is Psalms 109, 30 through 31. With my mouth I will give thanks abundantly to the Lord, and in the midst of many I will praise him. For he stands at the right hand of the needy, to save them from those who judge his soul. And then Psalms 113:3. From the rising of the sun to its setting, the name of the Lord is to be praised. So I want to leave you with those 2 verses again. And I hope you are having a great summer. I hope that the weather hasn't been terrible for you. I know some people in our country are really having lots of not great weather. We've been dry, but we've had a little rain yesterday, so that's been good. I am gardening a little bit when my back will allow it. It hasn't been too happy with me when I do try to get out there and do a little bit, but thankfully it rained and I don't have to water. I'll show some pictures of some of my flowers that are our favorites in either the beginning or the end. You can see those. But sure hope that you are enjoying your summer with family, with stitching, whatever you enjoy doing. And I hope to get to visit with Louise. She and her husband may make a trip for this way, so I hope that that's going to work out, and we'll just plan to see you in 2 weeks. I really would like to get back on my Thursday schedule, especially with me working now. I work on Mondays and Wednesdays from home, and Thursdays still would be a really good day. So I sure hope to get to see you again soon. I hope to have some FOs, like some fully finished things to show you, because I've got so many FOs now. And I'll make a decision on Strawberries Fields Forever so I can get that finished for Katie. And I hope you are doing well. I hope that you are looking to the Lord if you're not. And I thank you for your friendship. I thank you for your comments. I thank you that so many of you appreciate when I read a scripture and you comment that you do. And so I do hope that it's an encouragement to you. And thank you so much for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon and reading your comments. Take care.